Hello and welcome back to the Happy Mama. Hi, I'm Hannah, mom of one, baby number 2 on the way, all about holistic, positive living, gentle parenting, improving life each and every day. So if any of that interests you, please subscribe, hit that like button to help support my channel. So today we are talking about something that I feel is pretty controversial but needs to be spoken about more. I feel like especially if you have hormonal issues or PCO, or if you're in the PCOS category, you definitely need to hear this, because especially if you're going to your doctor and looking for ways to help improve your PCOS symptoms, more than likely you've been suggested hormonal birth control. Good old birth control. I remember quite vividly all of the doctors being like, all right, so there's your diagnosis. Would you like to take birth control? Or are you wanting to get pregnant? We can put you on fertility drugs. Or are you just wanting, are you okay? We'll just, keep track. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm dealing with all these symptoms. Will birth control help my acne? Will it help my facial hair growth? Is it gonna help me get my period? Is it going to help balance my hormones? Is it going to help with with me feeling so manly all the time and my boobs all of a sudden deflated because of this? And they're like, yes ma'am. And I'm like, okay, sign me up. And then I was on the pill. It's been a while. I haven't been on it in a long time, but I was on the pill probably for 8 to 10 years. Don't quote me on that exact number, but I want to say I was on it. And in between there, I took like 2 breaks, or I tried to, and things didn't work out. So today we're going to break down why I am completely and utterly against hormonal birth control. Now, before anybody gets triggered, I want to let you know I am not a healthcare professional. I am not giving you medical advice. I am simply sharing my story and all the information I have read on and things I have learned, quite honestly, the hard way. So hopefully this makes your journey easier hearing this now. Regardless, this isn't me guilting you if you take hormonal birth control. This is me simply feeling that the truth needs to be told and then you decide. And I don't feel like that's being done right now. So let's just start with the first huge one that blew my mind when I learned it. And so many women on hormonal birth control think, like, I feel like anyone I've talked to presently who is on it doesn't even know this. And that is, the period you get from birth control is not a legit period. It is not a period. It is simply there to help you mentally feel better that you're getting a period each month. That is actually withdrawal bleeding. So hence why you're taking those hormones and then all of a sudden you stop and then you have the withdrawal bleeding. A period is actually shedding the uterine lining and getting rid of the egg that's been released as well. This is not that. So first and foremost, is that shocking to any of y'all? Isn't that just so odd? Because, again, I specifically was like, so this will bring my period back. And the doctor's like, mm-hmm. And it's like, no, it doesn't. That's a lie. Next concept of the whole birth control pill. I guess I'm leaning more towards a pill, but there are so many other hormonal birth controls out there that have very similar effects as far as side effects and long-term side effects. So I just want you to know this is focused on the pill. However, anything with putting hormones in your body is going to have similar effects. Another one is when it comes to the whole PCOS dilemma. The pill does not help PCOS in any way, shape, or form. Again, it's basically helping you mentally cope with what the symptoms of PCOS. it is putting a band-aid over those symptoms, but not actually helping the cause of PCOS and what's actually going on in your body. In fact, more times than not, it's making it worse, yo. It is making it worse. It is, our bodies are not meant to have synthetic hormones put in. It is not. Well, first I want to say, I don't think everything that comes out of the medical industry is bad. I think there's obviously good things that come out. There are benefits to it, but it has just gotten overboard, people. It has just gotten way overboard, and the amount of trust and just faith we have put in the medical industry, especially when a lot of it is ran by corrupt people who are making a living and a big, huge, enormous amount of money off us being sick and feeling bad about ourselves. So I want you to keep that in your mind every time your doctor prescribes a pill. Okay? Keep that in your mind. And I also don't think all doctors are bad or anything like that. Just want to put that out there. So you aren't helping the cause. You're simply putting an artificial band-aid, which is almost like, to me, in my mind, this is how I think about it. It's like if you have a cut, okay? And the cut hurts. And you put bacteria and numbing cream on the cut, and you put the band-aid over it, and the band-aid looks like your skin. And then you're like, look, no more cut, and I don't feel it. But you know it's not healing. In fact, that bacteria they added on it, sorry, windows open, is making it worse. And so when you finally decide, hey, maybe I'll try to take this band-aid off, you're gonna be like, the hell? Like, what? The cut's worse and it hurts worse than it did before. Yeah, that's the analogy my mind came up with, and I think it's a pretty good one. Okay, so next is, you have to think about too, you are literally putting synthetic hormones in your body. So your body is reading it as, whoa, we have these hormones. Guess what it does when it reads that? Shuts off your natural hormone production. Yes. Just when I learned all of this, not even looking at studies, not even looking at credited sources, just hearing this alone, that this is how it works and this is what it does, was an instant red flag to me. Anyone, I think, can grasp the concept and hear this stuff. Heck, my toddler probably could and be like, wait, that doesn't sound like it would help. That doesn't sound right. Okay, the whole point in trying to overcome PCOS is to get our hormone production where it needs to be. Get that balance. If you were purposely putting synthetic hormones in and shutting off your production to your body, that's what you're telling it, over time your body's gonna be like shut off for a while. Like, honestly, think about that. You're gonna be shut off. That's why many women, when they come off the pill, they don't get a cycle for a really long time, because their body's just like basically in turned off mode, you know? Now, I also want to point out, this is not, what I say in this video isn't going to be every woman's experience, and that's great and that's fine. However, if you're dealing with hormone issues, more than likely you're going to be dealing with it. Okay, so, alright, so that's another thing. You're putting artificial hormones in that's shutting off your hormone production. Now, pharmaceuticals in general, pills, with these type of synthetics and other fillers in the pill, preservatives, whatever they add to it, which you never really see the ingredient list, you only see the active ingredients, which, red flag, you know, kills your micro gut bacteria. Like your bacteria that are in charge of keeping your immune system up. I think it's 70% of your immune system is in your gut, and is in charge of breaking down your food, absorbing the nutrients you need, and passing it, the waste, through your body. That bacteria, the good kind, suffers. So think about, like, for me, I thought, like, holy cow, I've had years of taking this. No wonder my digestive system has gotten worse over the years. Even with me at the time, not where I'm eating now, but eating healthier than I was, still not much improvement. So Another thing to just keep in mind that I feel like they don't tell you. Okay, let's get into the actual insert side effects, and let's just read what those are. These are the common side effects of birth control, and you can keep track and see which ones you've suffered with before, and I'll tell you which ones I have, because not all of them did I suffer with. Nausea, vomiting, constipation, or bloating. Nausea and bloating were like when I started the pill each month after taking the sugar pills, or when I first started, I was just nauseous. That's one. And I was pretty bloated, especially around the time of my period, which can happen even if you're not on the pill. But irregular menstruation and spotting. Doesn't that kind of defeat the whole purpose of the pill? I remember one pill I took, I was spotting in the middle of my cycle. Mid-cycle spotting. And they just write it off like it's normal. Like, oh, we'll prescribe another pill, another birth control. Maybe that one will be different for you. Can you tell I have kind of some like resentment in this subject? Breast swelling and tenderness. Now, some women might think of this as a bad side effect. For me, with PCOS, my boobs deflated. I'm telling you, I had, full boobs, and then I got PCOS, and my boobs just kind of... And so for me, this side effect, I was like, yeah, love this. Like, I have my boobs back. And some women experience like breast growth, so they just eat it up. It's like, they're all excited about that. Decreased libido. I definitely feel like the pill played on my libido, and I don't know if it's mentioned in this list I'm reading, but I was dry down there. Like, produced no cervical mucus whatsoever. And I just thought it was me, and I always felt inadequate. And even if this is you without the pill, don't feel inadequate. But when I got off the pill, after finally balancing my hormones and having actual cervical mucus and not having it be like dry sandpaper down there, yes, I'm going there, I was like relieved. Like, my body is not flawed. No, it's not. That's what like I'm trying to get in this video too, is like, our bodies are not born flawed. They aren't these broken mechanisms that constantly need fixing. If you have certain symptoms, your body is simply trying to speak to you, to tell you that there's something else you need to fix going on. But it doesn't mean that it needs like crutches to repair something, and then more crutches to repair another thing, and another crutch to repair another thing, because it's just such a broken system. We are not broken. We were designed perfectly. Weight gain or loss of appetite. I think I had a little bit of weight gain on a certain pill. I think it was Yaz, which I'm pretty sure now there's like huge lawsuits against Yaz. So let's put another like disclaimer out there that many of the birth controls, we are guinea pigs. We are guinea pigs, people. Like, no matter if they're like, it's been tested with the FDA and all that. Well, then why, if they've all been tested, do you have some that are all of a sudden years later recalled, and with people being able to sue you for crazy side effects or deaths? Like, we need to keep this in mind. So anyways, with Yaz, I gained weight easier. And then it says loss of appetite. Well, obviously I was feeling nausea, so I did lose my appetite. This side effect. Mood swings, anxiety, nervousness, or depression. I truly don't know one woman on hormonal birth control. I don't know that many women compared to all the women on the world. I'm just saying, not one that hasn't experienced this side effects of either depression or anxiety or mood swings or feeling off or not themselves, I've known people who've had like suicidal thoughts from the birth control pill. So it's just like, this is literally messing with our brain chemicals. This isn't just, masking our symptoms. This is playing with our brain. Changes in vaginal discharge or vaginal dryness or vaginal infections. So I never experienced the infections part, but that would play into killing your good bacteria, because when you have too much of the bad bacteria, that's when you get consistent yeast infections, that's when you're constantly dealing with problems down there. So I actually never experienced that besides the vaginal dryness. Headaches, dizziness, and fatigue. I don't recall dealing with any of those symptoms at all, except headaches when I went off the pill. I got horrible migraines from withdrawing from the pill. But other than that, I don't recall having any of those side effects. High blood pressure and cholesterol. I don't recall ever having that. I've always had good cholesterol and good blood pressure. Acne or permanent discoloration of the skin. Now, when it came to the pill, it actually helped my acne. But I did get that discoloration for a long time. This says permanent, so maybe it wasn't having to do with that, but I had certain places on my skin that were discolored for a long time. Fluid retention. This was me. I carried it all in my face. I remember years after getting off the pill, seeing someone I hadn't seen since prior. They didn't know I was on the pill or anything, but I remember them being like, "You look like you lost a lot of weight in your face." And I hadn't. I was the same weight. And so, but I could tell in pictures how much fluid retention I constantly had. Bone density loss. So this plays into cavities. Again, this could go into the whole gut bacteria being messed up. This could also go into making your body acidic. When your body is acidic, in order to counteract that, it actually takes the calcium from our bones, which helps alkalize. And to keep us in a balanced state, it can take it from our bones. So, I don't know if I suffered from that. I did suffer from cavities while on it, but you know. Hair loss or changes in hair growth. So for me, I actually had positive results with the pill when it came to facial hair growth, and I didn't notice anything on my head changing. However, many women, when they actually get off the pill, they notice like a huge increase in facial hair growth and hair falling out on their head, and this is all due to those hormones going from here that were synthetically put, you know, the synthetic hormones, to just down to the floor. So know if you are in the midst of being off the pill and that is happening, it will recover, it will get better. It's just those couple of, you know, like few to 6 months. Yeah. Enlarged ovarian follicles. Say what? Wait, many of us have PCOS. We're going on this to help, and it can cause enlarged ovarian follicles. What? Seriously, is this not making you, like, your brain hurt? It made mine hurt when I found this all out. Eye problems and vision impairment. Gallbladder disease and gallstone. Embolism. Resistance to insulin. Hold up. What? I know. So many of us with PCOS are dealing with that. And it's just long-term side effect. Doesn't make sense. Immune system suppression. I've already kind of gone over this in the first half. But yeah, another long-term side effect. Heart attack, stroke. You always hear those in the commercial. Breast tumors and liver tumors. Ectopic pregnancies. Links with certain cancers such as cervical cancers. I mean, okay, even if this, I haven't looked into the exact percentage of women who have been through this long term. First off, if you're young, you won't know until it's been long term. Second, like, if someone handed me an apple was like, some of the people who ate this apple later in life got cervical cancer, I'm gonna be like, you keep your apple to yourself. I'm gonna figure this out. Blood clots in legs, arms, lungs, heart, and brain. That ties into stroke, which they always mention even in the commercials. So those are long-term side effects, meaning you're not going to know if you're one of the, you know, lucky few that have to deal with that. Jaundice. Okay, also plays into your liver. Now these may seem really scary, and I am not trying to scare anyone. I am simply wanting you to hear the truth. I don't want you to be freaked out if you've already taken the pill, or if you're taking it right now, like worried for your life. That is not the point in this video. I took it, like I said, 8 to 10 years, and I feel very confident that I've done everything for my body to get it in the tip-top shape of health, and that I'm not going to have to deal with any of those. But I find it odd that we aren't reminded of this when we go to the doctor and they just so quickly prescribe the medication, because we put, or at least I did, put my full 110% trust in what they say and give me as, well, they're my doctor, you know? But we do need to remember that not all doctors are good doctors, first off. And second, they are human, so they make mistakes. And third, that many of them make money off of prescribing us medication. They make a commission based off the prescriptions they give us. Not every time. Not saying that means that they should feel guilty for prescribing us medicine. I just, again, think it needs to be said and people need to know. That's all I'm going to put in this video today. I just want to be to the point. I, again, want you all to be educated in your choice. And I want you to know that, you know, I've been in your shoes. I've felt that desperation of just wanting to be free of the symptoms and being able to just take a pill in the morning or whatever it is and having the symptoms slightly go away, or maybe completely in your case, is very tempting. But I want you to know too that there is ways to work with your body, to heal your body, to get rid of those symptoms. And I think the biggest dilemma women have with going like the healing route versus the covering the symptoms route is time. And I know it can be like, you know, you're thinking like, how long is this gonna take, Hannah? Like, I've been dealing with this a long time, it keeps getting worse. Like, you know, I've tried and tried, I keep letting myself down, whatever. My main tips for you is to stop focusing on what you don't like, and I'm not saying this is going to be easy, but and work on one habit at a time. I remember in the beginning when I, wanted to really get over PCOS, I was so infatuated with all ways to get over it that I tried to tackle them all in one setting, and then it would get overwhelming, and then I'd fall off the bandwagon, and then I'd feel bad for myself, and then I'd be like, why can't I do this? I see other women. And I'm telling you, the trick is work on one habit at a time. One habit at a time. All it takes to feel the slightest or see the slightest difference is one habit. Start it. Say, tomorrow I'm going to drink a glass of water each day. I don't know, I'm just giving a broad example. Do that until it becomes a habit where you don't think about it. It becomes automatic for you. Once you have that tackled, moved on to the other. Here's the thing, time is going to pass regardless. Do you want to take the route that in your future you're going to feel whole, your body's going to feel better, and you're going to feel energized and confident? Or do you want to take the route where you're constantly depending on something else to help you feel somewhat better? That's what it comes down to. I found it so shocking on one of the sites when I was researching some of this that half of women over 20 taking birth control pill are not taking it for birth control. Also, I want to point out, if that is the reason you're taking birth control, there are other methods. Obvious one being condoms, but another one is called the FAM method, which is something that I've used. I know other women have used it, and it works. A great book to read about this is called Taking Charge of Your Fertility. Read that book. Every girl, I don't know why not every single girl in health class in 5th grade, that's when I learned about all, like girl parts and girl whatever, I guess they taught it. Not really, but every woman should read that book. That is a handbook to being a woman, having ovaries, having a uterus, having a cycle, having, being fertile, being not fertile, hormonal issues. I'm telling you, I'll put that book down below in the description along with the sources, some of the sources I use. But I urge you, go do this research on your own. Don't take it from me if you don't want to. Don't take it from me. Go do the research on your own. And here's the main thing when it comes to your research. You need to be sure these sources aren't making money off of you being on the pill. I see a lot of I think it was like Planned Parenthood. They make money with you being on the pill. Okay? It's one source. No. If they can make money off you being on the pill, don't trust it. Look for legit sources and legit studies, not done by third parties, you know, who aren't making a profit off of having good results, good test results. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I want to leave you all with today. I have a video out actually about how I transitioned off the pill and had a smooth transition with very minimal side effects of going off the pill. So I will also link that down below, along with any of the supplements I use now that have really helped with just my overall vitality, hormone balance, and everything like that. So let me know if you have any questions down below. I'm thinking of having a fertility Q&A. So if you have any questions, or if that seems like something you'd be interested in, let me know down below by either liking the video or just commenting. Thank you all. Love you. Bye.